Hi there. Welcome to Anima T1D. My name is Rob. My daughter Lily was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when she was a toddler and is now a teenager.
My name is Alex. My son Miguel was recently diagnosed with T1D.
My name is Matt. I am a diabetes educator.
My name is Susan. My daughter Mia has had type 1 for a few years.
And my name is Kelsey, and I am a mental health counselor. In this video, we learn about the important role of self-care for T1D caregivers. Please remember that this is for educational purposes only and is not meant to replace your doctor or care team.
Alex, while Miguel is finishing up in the bathroom, I wanted to check in with you. I recognize how much you've been juggling as his caregiver. You have been doing such an incredible job keeping up with everything. From insulin dosing and food logs to school forms. This is a full-time job and it looks like you've got it all down.
Thank you. It definitely is a lot. I'm glad it appears that I've got it all down even when I don't always feel like I do. Sometimes Miguel asks me, why won't diabetes go away? And I have no idea what to say. I want to stay strong for him, but I'm just not sure how to respond.
That is a really tough question. A lot of kids wonder about that either early after diagnosis or several years into it. Sometimes, kids are surprised to learn that they have to do shots and finger pokes at home and not just at the hospital. How have you been reacting to Miguel when he asks that?
I always tell him that our bodies have a lot going on inside, and the part with the job of making insulin stopped working, so now we have to help by giving his body insulin using his pump. I also add that, until there is a cure, diabetes is here to stay. I try to assure him that scientists are working really hard to find a cure for type 1 diabetes, and until then, there are ways that we can manage it together, like using his insulin pump and monitoring his blood sugar with the CGM. He seems to understand and just carries on with his day. But it's so hard to know he's thinking about that.
I'm glad you're answering Miguel's question in an accurate and honest way. It can be really hard to answer these big questions about diabetes.
Yeah, it's hard, and I often feel like my friends just don't get it. They are good friends and will listen when I tell them about our diabetes experiences, but it just feels like there's some disconnect between us since none of them have kids with T1D.
Social support is a really important piece for people living with T1D and also their caregivers. Have you ever been to a caregiver support group?
No, I haven't, but the name sounds like it would be great for me to look into.
I'm happy to connect you with the local group. It is co-facilitated by a mental health counselor, Kelsey, and diabetes educator, Matt, and it's open to all parents and caregivers to children with T1D to discuss their experiences, build community, and practice self-care. It's a really welcoming space where you can meet people who truly understand the unique experiences of what it's like to be a T1D caregiver.
Thank you. I'll check it out.
Hello everyone. I'm Kelsey, a mental health counselor and caregiver support group co-facilitator. Let's introduce ourselves and give a warm welcome to Alex, who is joining us for the first time today.
Welcome, Alex. I'm Matt, a diabetes educator and the group's co-facilitator.
Hi Alex, I am so glad you came to the group today. You know that Mia was diagnosed with T1D a few years ago, and I found this group to be so important for my own self-care and well-being. So much caregiving is invisible, and I appreciate being in a space where that is recognized.
Hey Alex, my name is Rob. My daughter Lily was diagnosed with T1D when she was just 2 years old. Now she's 17. It's pretty cool to see how this group has been here for me as my caregiver role has shifted over time to meet Lily's needs.
It's great to meet you all and be here. My son Miguel was diagnosed with T1D last year. I'm so impressed with how well he has adapted to this new way of life. He inspires me daily.
This group serves as a space for you all to connect about your experiences as T1D caregivers. You're welcome to choose whether you share or are only a supportive presence today. There is no expectation for how much you share. We do ask that everyone honors our group guidelines. First is confidentiality, so what's shared here, stays here.
Remember to practice active listening. We are here to listen, not just to respond. When responding, refrain from interrupting and respond from a place of respect, empathy, and non-judgment. It's important to balance sharing your perspectives and not moving into direct problem solving, unless it is specifically asked for.
Everyone has such unique experiences, and that is what makes this group so wonderful. The last guideline is to stay tuned into your experiences during the group and practice attending to your needs. If you need to step out to take a break, use the bathroom, get some water, or do some deeper breathing, go for it. Your needs matter.
Let's check in. How has caregiving felt recently?
I used to feel like I had to hold everything together 24/7. But I learned that if I burn out, I can't be what Mia needs. I've been building in more time for myself. It doesn't have to be big, and it usually isn't. Even taking a few minutes in the morning to set intentions for the day has been helpful. I've also made it a part of my routine, so after Mia goes to bed, I spend some time decompressing or just being, before I finish up chores or get ready for bed myself. Setting aside time for myself used to feel selfish, but now it feels necessary.
That's great, it's being built into your routine. It definitely gets easier to feel like you have more time for yourself as the kids get older. My worries are less focused on chasing hypos in the middle of the night. Now they look more like making sure Lily packed everything she needs before full days of school, activities, and social events, and hoping that she checks her blood before driving. We've also started talking about college applications, so of course her moving out of the house is going to be a big change. Lily is definitely more independent now, but I think I'll always feel some extra level of worry due to diabetes.
Yes, that extra level of worry is a common caregiver experience. In our check-in today, I also want to offer an invitation to share about any strong emotions that have been navigated lately. Emotions such as grief, burnout, guilt, these are all part of the caregiver experience, and it's important to name them. There is nothing wrong with you if you feel these emotions.
I think grief really hit me recently. Not just grief for Miguel, but grief for me for what I imagined our family life would look like. It sounds strange, but I miss the simplicity. Even small things, like just picking up and going somewhere without a checklist to make sure we have low snacks, his test kit, and backup site supplies.
That makes a lot of sense, Alex. Many caregivers move through grief sometimes in waves. There's no one way or timeline. You may move between experiences of denial, anger, bargaining, sadness, and acceptance about the diagnosis, and that's all okay and expected.
I really relate to that. After Mia was diagnosed, I felt this overwhelming guilt. Like, did I miss something? Did I do something wrong? I knew rationally that wasn't true, but emotionally, it took a while to let that go.
Guilt is such a common companion to grief. Many parents wonder if they could have or should have done something differently. But as a reminder, type 1 diabetes isn't caused by anything you did or didn't do. It's an autoimmune condition, not a reflection of your parenting.
Yeah, but even knowing that, it's exhausting. There's no clocking out. My wife and I joke that diabetes is our third child. It's just always there. And sometimes I realize I've forgotten who I was before all this. Like my entire identity shifted to diabetes dad.
That shift is real. Your identity as a caregiver differs from that of other parenting roles. And while it's a part of you, it's not all of you. It's okay to carve out space for other parts of yourself. That's not selfish, it's sustainable.
Plus, it's powerful modeling for your kids. When they see you taking care of yourself, setting boundaries, and asking for help, it teaches them they can do the same, especially as they grow more independent in their own diabetes care.
Being a caregiver for a child with type 1 diabetes is more than a task list, it's a deep emotional and psychological journey. It can involve intense planning, training others, constant vigilance, and the emotional load of watching your child navigate something so complex. Many caregivers experience grief. They grieve for the life they had imagined, and for the ease that's been replaced by routines, medical decisions, and constant calculations. Others face guilt, anxiety, burnout, or even isolation. It is important to understand that these reactions are not weaknesses. They're human and common experiences when navigating something that impacts all parts of life, like type 1 diabetes. Please remember that there is no one perfect way to cope. Rather, each person is encouraged to find what works best for them to promote their own health and well-being amidst being a caregiver. Here are some recommended strategies to try adding to your routine. First is self-care. Experiment with taking a moment every day, even if it's only 5 minutes, to breathe, stretch, or journal. This can help you navigate emotions surrounding daily T1D management and tend to your own needs. This leads us to the next strategy, which is modeling. This is the process in which one or more individuals or other entities serve as examples or models that a child will emulate. By showing your child how to care for themselves emotionally and physically, you're giving them the chance to learn the value of self-care. Another suggestion is to seek out positive social connections. Parents and caregivers can benefit from peer support groups, therapy, and online communities. Finding places where your story is heard, where you can share and relate with others, as well as being a source of social support, can make a significant difference and help minimize the feeling of isolation often associated with life with T1D management. An important strategy is communication. Effective communication between caregivers and children with type 1 diabetes is a powerful tool for fostering resilience, emotional well-being, and gradual independence in self-management. As children transition into adolescence, open and supportive dialogue helps them process complex emotions, build confidence, and take more responsibility for their care. Consistent, non-judgmental communication improves treatment adherence and reduces diabetes-related distress. Validating your child's experiences, especially fears, frustrations, and perceived failures, while modeling emotional regulation and problem-solving, can help them feel safe and understand you are a team, that they are not alone, and allows them to know how and when to ask for help when needed. Relatedly, practice setting safe and healthy boundaries. You don't have to say yes to every request from the world, but that is often hard to do. Learning to place safe boundaries can be a great aid, as it allows you to protect your peace, time, and energy without harming others. It is important to know that setting a boundary may feel uncomfortable at first if you're not used to setting them, but they are worth it as they safeguard your mental health in the long term. Sometimes boundaries might not be well received by others, but that doesn't mean they are wrong. And if at any time you find it hard to set them, you can always ask for help from a mental health counselor or therapist to learn how to place them in a way that works for you. Lastly, self-compassion is recommended. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a loved one in times of struggle. As a caregiver of a child with type 1 diabetes, it's easy to fall into cycles of guilt, perfectionism, or self-blame when things don't go as planned, like a missed dose, blood sugar spike, or moment of pure exhaustion. By practicing self-compassion, you can acknowledge the difficulty of the moment, recognize that other people also face these challenges, and meet yourself with kindness. This simple yet powerful approach helps communicate, it's okay to struggle. What matters most is how we respond. Caregiving is tough. And still, you're doing it. Every single day. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve compassion too.
Thank you all for sharing so openly today.
Even though I've been coming here for years, I'm always pleasantly surprised at how useful this group time is. Knowing that you all get it makes carrying the load of being a T1D caregiver a little bit lighter.
I learned a lot today, especially that it's okay, and even necessary, to check in with my own needs.
Absolutely. You are worthy of time, space, and care just as much as your child.
I agree. This has been a good reminder of finding strength in vulnerability and the power that comes from sharing our stories. We are here for each other, together, in T1D.
Through this playlist, we will learn what mental health is, common mental health challenges that people with diabetes experience, including their caregivers, and strategies to support mental well-being. To learn more, check out the resources in the video notes.